You know, after the Boston Bruins fired Jim Montgomery, I knew that he was going to get scooped up very, very quickly. I knew it. And of course, here we go. The St. Louis Blues have hired Jim Montgomery to be their next coach. You know, when it came to Boston, I just never thought that Montgomery was the issue. I mean, it's just obviously true. He is not the issue. He didn't... When it comes to Boston, they just had a couple of things going on at once. But generally speaking, Jim Montgomery had that team playing very, very structured hockey, which is excellent, right? I mean, when I used to watch them play, I was always impressed by how they played as a team, and their forwards and wingers and defensemen, they all played as like a structured team unit. And when you do that, man, and you have a bit of scoring, you can go a far, far way. You know, we even see teams like the Florida Panthers last year who were very, very good defensively. They weren't like the top scoring team, but they had some good goaltending, some good defense, and you can win a ton of games playing like that. Anyways, I just wanted to go on about, I'm a believer in Jim Montgomery. This is a very good move by the St. Louis Blues. I really, really like this one. Now, the drama that I'm talking about here is between, obviously, Don Sweeney and Jim Montgomery. Apparently, they did not have the same vision. Now, this is from Elliot Friedman. And I was wondering why this happened so quickly, but this actually might give us a little bit more information, right? Because the reason it probably, because again, in my take, in my viewpoint, this was not Jim Montgomery's fault. So the way I look at it is like, why did they get rid of this guy so quickly? Like, why, you know what I mean? Like, at least give him a little bit of an opportunity to stick around and see if he can figure it out with the team he's been with for a little bit, right? So if you don't have the same vision as your GM, that's going to create rifts. And maybe Don Sweeney was just looking for an excuse to get rid of Jim Montgomery. That's what almost, when I was listening to Elliot Friedman, that almost seems like that's what he was alluding to when he said that. So, but I don't know. I think that's really silly stuff if that's true. But obviously we have to see if Boston can possibly even get their season together. I guess we'll see. I mean, when it comes to it, Boston is one game above 500 right now. Like I said, the one thing I've said it in a couple of my Boston videos is you are never going to see me count Boston out. I truly do believe that this team is still going to get back into it. Honestly, what do I do? Here's the thing. What do I think is actually going to happen this year? Let me tell you this. I think the Leafs might even win the division. Like, they're playing really, really good right now. They're playing solid defensive hockey. They have goaltending. Can you imagine a world where the Boston Bruins just squeak into the playoffs and have to face the Toronto Maple Leafs in the first round? Can you see a world that happens? I mean, I absolutely could, which would be absolutely, like, for every Leaf fan, it would be the most frightening thing ever. Because I'm sorry, listen, even if that happened, I love my Leafs, but I would pick Boston. They have a history of being good in the playoffs. That's just the facts. And again, I said it in my other Boston video, that at the end of the day, when you have a goalie that is not performing, you know, you're going to get your goalie your coach fired pretty quickly. You know, look at the Maple Leafs. Yes, they're playing pretty good defensively, but they also have Anthony Stolarz. They also have Joseph Woll, who are like playing out of their minds right now. And they're going to take a little bit of a dip, but it's shocking to me how Swayman has not, at least so far, lived up to his contract. Now, you could say that maybe that is because, you know, he has been a tandem goalie and blah, 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 which is fair. But at the end of the day, if you got paid that many sheets, you got to show up. But he's had a really, really, really tough start to the season, albeit Boston needed to be better and more structured defensively, but they look like they're improving that. And I'm going to tell you right now, I think Boston is going to get back into this. I am never going to count this team out until they actually miss the playoffs, because this team, they are simply just too used to winning. Straight up, they're just too used to winning to lose. Now, Montgomery getting hired for the Blues, again, I'm going to say it, is a straight up good move. I think Jim Montgomery is a really, really good coach, and him getting hired is excellent. Now, the St. Louis Blues have had a very, very tough start. Well, not a very tough start, but they are 9-12-1, I think. They have some. I'll put the information up on the screen when I edit the video, and I think that they should be a little bit better. I'm not saying they're obviously not their Stanley Cup selves when they won the cup, but I think they should be a little bit better than this. I think that Jim Montgomery is going to put a very strict structure in that team. And again, I always say it, man, structure is absolutely everything in your team. If you can't play like a team, you're going to get absolutely dominated in the playoffs. Now, when it comes to Jim Rutherford, this is a 5-year contract, I believe. I'm going to put the information up on the screen for you guys right now. And sorry, I meant Jim Montgomery, by the way. I don't know why I said Rutherford. And he was also a assistant coach from 2020 to 2022 under Berube as well. So this is going to be a really, really interesting get for the St. Louis Blues, man. I'm really interested to see what's going to happen here, and if he can pull I'm going to be really interested when these two teams face off, but I want to see, can he pull the Blues out of their slump? Like, is that possible? I'm a little skeptical. I'm not necessarily sure how exactly good they are, but we'll see. Anyways, guys, I am going to leave the video there. If you could like, comment, and subscribe, drop where you disagree with me, tell me why I'm wrong, and tell me why I'm right, and have a great day, guys. Goodbye.